Let's dig into more in detail. What do we mean by sample and its type? Probability sampling is based on the fact that every member of a population has known an equal chance of being selected. Sampling method, probability sampling. So sampling method is divided into two. One is probability sampling, the other one is non-probability sampling. In probability sampling, we have simple random, systematic, stratified, cluster. In non-probability sampling, we have convenience, quota, judgment, snowball. In future videos, we will be discussing in each video, it's a topic, it's a big, like long topic. So we will be discussing each topic individually. We will start with simple random, then we will do systematic, and then we will do stratified, and then we will do the cluster. We will also discuss convenience, quota, judgment, and snowball. Probability sampling types. So simple random sample when we talk about. So for example, this is the population and we just select few people from this, and that's what the simple random sample. When we talk about systematic sample, so you are selecting people according to a pattern. So you are selecting these two people and then you are selecting this person. So for example, you will select one female and then you will skip all the males coming in between, then you will select another female. And then after that, you will select another male. So you create a systematic pattern when you're doing this kind of sampling. The next one is stratified sampling. In this, you have a population. And then from that population, you make, like for example, we have divided all the there are 1, 2, 3, 4 different people. So we have divided them in terms of the basis of the color. And then we're doing random selection on this pattern. So instead of picking up any random number, we have selected them, we have grouped them, and then we have selected on a random sampling. According to the definition of stratified random sampling, is a method of sampling that involves the division of a population into a smaller subgroup known as strata. This is a very common question which comes in the exams. What do we mean by strata in statistics? So if you remember this diagram, that you have a whole population, you have different groups of people, you divide them into subgroups, and then you do the random selection on them. Now let's discuss probability sampling types. Cluster sampling. What do we mean by cluster sampling? So you create clusters and then you do pick them up. We will discuss cluster sampling in detail with examples in future. Next one, we have convenience sample. In this, you have one main person and then you select the nearest ones. So for example, you are in a city, for example, we can take Manchester, and you wanted to select cities near you. So you will select London, you will select cities next to you, whereas you will ignore the cities which are far away. For example, if you wanted to ignore Edinburgh, Aberdeen, or Brighton, so you wanted to ignore them. So this is what we know as convenience sample. If you remember this diagram, anything near you, that's how you do the convenience sampling. Now let's discuss voluntary response sample. In this, people come to you voluntary. So this is usually in the surveys. So you put a post that who wanted to volunteer for giving who needs a park in the area. So in that case, this is the main person who is doing that survey. So people will come to the main person that they wanted to join that. So it's a voluntary response sample where you don't select the people, but people come forward to be selected. They can be from any age group, any as per your requirement, but they can be any people. You don't select them, they can be any people. The next one is purposive sampling, which is also known as judgmental selective or subjective sampling. It's a very common question in exams. What we mean by judgmental selective sampling. So the definition is a form of non-probability sampling in which researchers rely on their own judgment when choosing a member of the population to participate in their survey. So the main person will select other applicants or other people who who they need for the sample by themselves.